How you doing? My name is Tim Brittenback. This is my wife, Mickey Brittenback, and we're here to speak to you tonight about our daughter, Macy Brittenback, and the treatment that she's received, the healing touch treatment that she's received from Jenny Hewat. Let me start by just letting you know how we came to meet Jenny and what circumstances that was under. Our daughter Macy is 8 years old now. She was born with pseudo-obstruction, which means basically that her intestines do not work at all, and she has to be fed. When the intestines are working, she has a G tube, a J tube, and she has intravenous feeds that go through her heart when her intestines aren't working at all, or the feeds cannot take. I want to call Macy in a second.
Which way should I go?
That one. This is Macy. Can you say hi?
Hi.
Okay, Macy, can you show them what you have?
What's that? My J and my G and my
This
4.
this is a G tube. This is actually in and adhered to the inside of the stomach. This is used for venting purposes to get some gases off. This here is a J tube. When her intestines are functioning enough to allow feeds to go in, that's where the feeds are going in at. Right now, Macy's intestines aren't working at all, and she is fed up here. This is a tube, a catheter that actually goes into the heart, and she's fed TPN through that. So thank you.
Doesn't work either.
Thank you for coming in. Macy cannot eat. And do you have anything else you want to add to that before I
No,
continue?
her stomach doesn't work either, so that's why part of the reason why she has the G tube as well. Just it prevents, she has excess bile and everything.
Thank you, Macy.
Thank you, Macy.
You're welcome.
So, how we came to meet Jenny. Macy has had numerous surgeries on her abdomen, and each time that she gets a surgery, she has a long bout where she has to have IV pain medication, and what that does is that slows her already pretty much non-responsive intestines and causes the process to be greatly extended. So the first time we met Jenny, she goes to our church, Hartford Community Church, and she offered one time, she heard that Macy was going to have a surgery, and she said that she does a healing touch thing, which I had no knowledge what it was about. And when I was told what she does, I wasn't real keen on it. I'm more like give you medicine and go and do your thing. But we let her come down, and she did a treatment on Macy, and that was the first time out of the recovery room that Macy needed very little pain medication.
Yeah, she was actually in the recovery room.
Right.
And she did it in the recovery room, and usually when she's in the recovery room, the first thing when she wakes up, they give her morphine, they give her pain medicine, and she didn't even ask for any. Jenny worked on her, and she didn't even ask for any pain medicine. I was pretty amazed, actually.
So after that we've had several other things, and then we started having, my wife wanted Jenny, I still wasn't truly convinced of how things went and all that stuff, so she started having treatments here and there for Macy, and things seemed to function well, but I was still honestly a disbeliever in the whole thing, how you can do something without even touching somebody or it was mind-boggling to me. But there was one time that we were sitting down at hospital, and she had given Macy a treatment, and I was sitting there and I was complaining of headaches, and she said, well, why don't you let me work on you for like 10-15 minutes? And I was like, all right, fine. So she started by massaging my head a little bit, and she just told me to close my eyes and to relax, and I was sitting there, I was very comfortable, and then the next thing I knew, I was like, I could feel something like pulling my hair, and I'm like, yeah, it hurts right where you're pulling my hair.
And I said, she's about 3 or 4 feet away from you. So.
And within about 15 minutes, my headache was gone, and it felt like she pulled it right out the side of my head. And from that day forward, I've been a true believer of healing touch. So Macy now gets treated once a week, and she does phenomenal every time that she gets a treatment. She tends to respond very well to it. There was an incident about a year or so ago where she was in the hospital for 6 months, and she had an episode of pancreatitis. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like extremely painful. And her heart rate went up to 225, which is 228 is you're in cardiac arrest. At 225, and we called Jenny, and Jenny came down, and within the matter of about a half an hour, her heart rate went from 225 down to 108, I think it was, which was just another testimony of how well this treatment works.
They had given her 3 doses of morphine and a dose of Ativan, and it only brought it down to like 197. And they were actually, it told me to leave the room or come into. What was it? I think they wanted me to leave the room because they thought she was going to go into cardiac arrest. And then, yeah. And Tim, remember you were yelling at me. You were like, "Do you realize how serious this is?" I'm like. She's laying there. She was just, and then Jenny did her thing, and we all sat there and watched the monitor and watched her heart rate go down.
And her blood pressure.
And her blood pressure, yeah. And the doctors, I talked to the doctors about it briefly, and they didn't have anything to say about it. They didn't know what to say, you know.
I wish I could have filmed that
I wish you
entire
could have
episode.
filmed it, yeah.
That would have been proof.
Yeah.
You know, very much so. And one other thing, I don't know if you want to have this on the camera, but Macy has a problem passing gas. And we had Jenny here to do a treatment. And after she left, I think she set the world record for passing gas with
What was it, Macy?
118
times.
118
times.
farts. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah, we're entering her in the Guinness World Book of Records for that. What do you think?
So,
for somebody that holds air in their bowel, or anybody that has air in their bowel or their stomach knows how painful that can be, and yeah, so it's good for her.
so basically, in closing, if you have any thoughts of getting this done, I highly, highly recommend it. As you can tell, I'm not a paid sponsor or anything like that. I'm doing this because I want to see this thing propel and to help other people as it's done for our family. Jenny has been a huge blessing, and she brings a tremendous gift, a gift from God that not many people, I don't think, on this earth have. So if you have the opportunity to use her, I highly, highly, highly advise you to do so.
When she had the pancreatitis, the next day, the doctors came in, and they said normally a child that gets pancreatitis, it's so painful that
Like 3 weeks there.
it's about 3 weeks of pain medicine, and Macy was on it for a day and a half, and they came in the next day and said, Macy said, "What did you say? What is this?" She said, "What is this?" They said, "Pain medicine." She said, "I don't need it," and they were once again shocked. So, yeah, so.
And where was this?
This was in Hopkins when she had bowel surgery, and she had a bunch of bowel adhesions, and that's when it was the same time her heart rate and everything was going, her liver was going south, everything was.
Her bilirubin count was like 14 point something, which is normal's 0.03, and she was at 14 point something, so she looked like a highlighter.
Yeah, and she wasn't even actually transplantable at that point, because they were talking about transplant. She was past she was so septic. Yeah.
Wow.
Give me address and do
Who does your treatment?
It makes me feel like I want to go to sleep and it's really warm.
Can you feel it inside your body? Like, can you feel the warm inside your body? Or
Well, it makes my feet feel warm when she touches my feet. And my legs and everything. Sometimes I get really hot.
Yeah.
Lily, can you show Miss Jenny? Just do it on her legs. Just show what Miss Jenny does.
Oh, I'll do
Go
it.
ahead.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I
you
don't
do
know
it.
what she does. I never see her doing it.
Oh.
Because she doesn't touch you, but she does this. Okay. She goes over you and does this, and then gets it right back out. And she gets some, and then goes down, and
That's
then
right.
brings it back in. And she puts it all in the muscles and everything. And she takes it out of the muscles and like that. Okay, Lily, anything else?
Can you feel that, Macy, when she does that? Does
Yeah.
that feel? What does it feel like?
Sometimes it feels like it's right there where she's doing it. She means it feels hot where she's doing it. Yes, thank you. Anything else?